Hello Year 5 and welcome to your maths lesson today. So we're going to continue building with our multiplication knowledge. Now we've done multiplying 2 digits by 2 in 3 digits. Today we're going to take it to 4 digits. Okay, now it's important to take this lesson slowly today, and I'm only going to send home some practice questions of multiplying 4 digits by 2 digits. Okay, so do your best for today's lesson, okay, and take your time, okay, because it could get a little bit complicated if you don't understand. But let's see how we get on, okay? Keep that positive mindset that you can do it and that you will do well and you will succeed. We're going to do a little warm-up practice to warm up your brains this morning, okay? And then we'll have a go at the lesson for today. So pause the video for me and have a go at those questions and see if you notice any patterns between them that might help you answer those questions. So pause the video and have a go. Okay, so 1 multiplied by 415, easy peasy. Well, it should just be 415 because we're only multiplying it once. Number 2, 100 multiplied by 415. Well, I know that I've now made that 1's number 100 times bigger. So if I use my knowledge of making things 100 times bigger, that must mean that my answer can be 100 times bigger. So I just need to make 415 100 times bigger. Now here, I've decided to make it 200 times bigger. So now what I need to do is I need to multiply that answer from beforehand and multiply it twice. So rather than 100 and 200, I can just multiply that by 2, and that gives me 83,000. Now, 415 multiplied by 201. Well, I know that 450 multiplied by 200 is 83,000. But I've now added an extra one lot of 415. So all I need to do is add 415 to 83,000. Okay, so if we partition it out like this, we've got the 415 times 200, 415 multiplied by 1. So it's going to give us 83,415. So well done if you got those correct. Now, for some of you, if you struggled with that, they look like they are confusing questions. But if you understand the links between each sum, you can just use the answers from the previous questions to help you. Okay, so let's crack on with some hardcore maths today then, Year 5. So I'd pause the video and consider what might my two sums be here that I'm going to have to calculate to work out this answer. Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so the very first one we're going to be looking at is going to be 2,313 multiplied by 2. Okay, so we've got a bigger number on top and we're first going to start multiplying by our ones column. Okay, so same as we always do, we're going to start from the right. We're going to do 2 multiplied by 3. We know that's 6. Then we're going to do 2 multiplied by 110. That's going to give us 2 tens. Then we're going to do 2 multiplied by 300. So 2 lots of 300 would give me 600. Then we do 2 multiplied by 2,000. So 2 lots of 2 is going to give me 4. So 4,000s. Nice and simple, easy peasy. Now our next thing we're going to do is we're now no longer using our 2s. We're going to move along to looking at our 3, so our 30. So our next sum that we're going to be looking at is going to be 2,313 multiplied by 3, but 3 lots of 10, so 30. So we know because we're no longer going to be using our ones column and having our ones value, we need to ensure that we use our placeholder. So we're going to do 3 lots of 3 tens. That's going to give us 9. So 9 tens, 90. We're going to do 1 lot of 3, so 10 lots of 30. That's going to give us 300. Then we're going to do 3 multiplied by 3, so 3 tens times 300. That's going to give us 9,000. And here we're going to do 2 lots of 3, so 2,000 lots of 3 tens is going to give us 60,000, so 6. All we need to do now is we need to add them together. So we're going to work from right to left. So 6 add 0 is 6. 9 add 2 is 11. So we have to carry that additional 1 from our tens and change it and exchange it to our hundreds. Then we can write our ones value. Our hundreds is 6 add 3 is 9, but plus the extra 1 at the bottom is going to give us 10. So we need to exchange that 1 over again. We're going to write our 0. Now it's helpful at this point in time to cross out that little 1 once you've used it. Then we're going to do our 9 add 4. Well, 9 add 4 gives us 13, plus the additional 1 gives us 14. But I'm going to have to carry that 1 over again into my thousands column. I'm going to write my 4. Now all I have is 6,000, add that additional 1 at the bottom. It's going to give me 7. So my answer is 74,016. Okay. Let's consider the skills we've used there of how to work out a 4-digit multiplied by 2-digit. And let's have a look at it using our area model. So we're going to use this as our grid method. So this is our area model, which we looked at last week, where we just partition the numbers. So if it's easier to multiply and partition and add them together, it saves having to do it in the written method if this is easier. So we could partition this either way. We could have had 32 along here and 2,313 down here. It makes no difference because we know when we're multiplying, that number's getting bigger anyway. So let's partition it into the grids that we've got it in. And we're going to start with our very first sum here of 2,000 multiplied by 30. So we know if we look at our unit values, we've got 2 times 3. So we know it's going to start with 6. And I've got 4 zeros, which means I've made my number 1,000 times bigger. So it's going to be 60,000. Okay. Then we have 300 multiplied by 30. So we know that 3 times 3 is 9. So we've got to start with a 9. But again, we've had to make that 1,000 times bigger. So that's going to give us 9,000. Here we've got 10 times 30. So 1 times 3 is 3. But we have our 2 zeros, so it's 100 times bigger. So it's going to be 300. And we know that 3 multiplied by 30 is 90. And we're going to do the next column underneath. So 2,000 times by 2 is going to give us 4,000. 2 lots of 300 is 600. 2 lots of 10 is 20. And 2 lots of 3 is 6. Now that's the exact same process where you'd be breaking it down in our multiplication. And all we need to do now is add them together. Okay, so this is going to be my written sum. Now you can use your number facts to help you, okay, if they help in any way. So we know that the 20 add 6 is 26. We can add the 90 on there. We can then add them all together. And my answer is going to give me 74,016. Okay. So let's consider this question, 6,324 multiplied by 33, okay? Pause the video and have a think. What are my two calculations going to be in this box here? And see if you can have a go at working it out on your piece of paper. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so let me go through it with you step by step. So the first sum that we're going to be looking at is going to be 6,324 multiplied by 3. So that's going to be my first calculation. My second calculation is going to be the same, but we're multiplying by 30. Okay, so we're multiplying by 10 this time round. Okay, so let's start how we usually do from the right-hand side. So 4 multiplied by 3. Okay, it's going to give us 12. Now we know we can't have that 10s, so we're going to carry it into the 10s column. I'm going to write our 2s down. Then we're going to do 2 times 3 again. So 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so 6 lots of 10. Add the additional one is going to give us 7. Okay, now it's important I cross that little number out because I know that I now have used it and I don't need to carry it across for anything else. Then we're going to do our 3 multiplied by 3, which is 9, so 9 lots of 100. And then 3 multiplied by 6,000 is going to be 18,000. Okay, so that's the answer to the first part of our sum. Now we know for the next part of our sum, we need to include our 0 because we're doing place value. Now, you might notice that we're now going to be multiplying these numbers again by 3. Now we've already multiplied these numbers by 3, but this time our number is going to be 10 times bigger than it was before. So let's double check then. So we had 3 multiplied by 4. We know that's going to give us 12. Carry across the 1. 2 multiplied by 3. So 20 lots of 30 is going to be 700 if we add that additional 1. 3 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 9. So 9 lots of 1,000. And then we're going to multiply 30 by 6,000. So 3 multiplied by 6 is going to be 18. But that's going to give us 189,000. So if you have a look at these numbers, our 2, 7, 9, 8 and 1, the sum is exactly the same. But because we were multiplying here by 30 with our place value, it means that the number was 10 times bigger. Okay. All we need to do now is add those numbers together. So we have 2 add 0 is 2. 2 add 7 is 9. 9 add 7 is going to give us 16, so we have to carry that 1 across. 8 add 9 is going to give us 17. Add the additional 1, it's going to give us 18. Carry the 1 across. Make sure we're crossing out that other 1 as we go. 1 add 8 is 9, add the 1 is 10. So again, we've got to carry that additional 1 across. And then 1 add 1 is going to give us 2. So my answer is 208,692. Okay. So pause the video. I'd like you to now have a go at doing this one on your own. Consider what the sums are Okay, and I'd like you to have a go at working out the answer. Okay, so my sums that we're going to be looking at is 4,145 multiplied by 2, 4,145 multiplied by 50. Okay, so let's start with our ones column. 2 times 5, okay, is 10. We carry the 1 across. 2 times 4 is 8, add that 1 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2, so 2 lots of 100. And 2 times 4,000 is going to be 8,000. Okay, so that's our answer straightforward for this one. The next one here, we make sure we've got to add our zeros. We do 5 times 5 is 25, so we've carried the 2. 4 times 5 is 20. Add that 2 is going to give us 22. 1 multiplied by 5 is 5. Add this 2 here, gives us 7. 4 multiplied by 5 is going to give us 20. Okay, so well done if you've got it correct up until this point in time. Now, it's important to remember that even if you get the answer wrong, it's important to know how you got it wrong. And if you have got it right so far, you'll still get marks in your papers for doing the correct working out as well. So it doesn't matter if you get it wrong, as long as you've done the correct working out, because then we can see where you went wrong. So all you now need to do is add them together. Okay, so my answer is going to give me 215,540. Okay. Now, have a look at this one here and pause the video. Can you spot the 3 errors? Okay, so the first error I'm going to be looking at here is 4 multiplied by 0. We know when we multiply anything by 0, it's going to be 0. So we need to change this answer here. So that should be a 0. Now, you might also notice when we've multiplied by 20, we didn't use a place value. So we need to move these digits along to then add our place value in. Now, as a result of moving those numbers, this means that our answer is incorrect. So we need to rework out what the answer is going to be. So 2 multiplied by 0 here is also 0. So now we then have to change our answer and add them all together. So that should be the correct answer. So it's important to remember your place value, and it's important to understand and know your times tables. Okay. Now, what I'm going to suggest that you do is I would like to have a go at doing the worksheet. I'm going to send home some additional multiplication sums as well. If it's easier to do those ones first, by all means have a go at practicing those ones first before doing the white rose sheet in front of you. If not, have a go at the white rose sheet and then have a go at the additional questions as well. There'll be no problem solving questions home for you today or any fluency questions. I just want you to practice your fluency for multiplying your times tables. If you think you're a bit wobbly and have struggled with your multiplications this week, that might be telling you need to practice your times tables. So make sure you're logging on to TT Rockstars and having a go, at least doing maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2-3 times a week. Okay, just to keep your brain ticking over. All right, good luck, Year 5.